Hey you guys, it is time for another newsletter. So it's Friday newsletter time. This is newsletter number 185. So we are out in the kind of our new building again, trying some different lighting things. So give us your feedback, let us know. We think it might be a little dark over here on your left, my right, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it plays out. But we're still playing around trying to get this all nailed down. So what I'm going to do today, like I talked about on the LTS the other day, we use this black primer, this Rust-Oleum primer in place of the black ink. Well, on the LTS the other day, I used the actual white primer on the flag. And I said I didn't know how this was going to work out in a bigger setting with a lot more carving than was on that flag. So we're going to test that out and we're going to try it. I kind of was playing around with it today, and I was actually surprised. So we're going to test that out. So what I'm going to do, babe, if you can pan down here. Vicky is behind the camera tonight.
Hi everybody.
It's actually Thursday evening right now. You guys will see this. I like to get them done on Thursday evening, if possible, so you guys can see it early on Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this out real quick and then and carve it. I haven't done any carving of something like this in a while. So for all you new people that hadn't seen me carve letters and hadn't done it on camera for a while. So these are just our standard layout letters. This is that Rust-Oleum primer that I use. I also use the Marsh ink, but this works out just as good. I'm using a piece of the cedar fencing that we use. I sanded the surface off smooth, or fairly smooth, and I will leave the back just rough. Of course, this is just a test piece, so it's not for a customer or anything. So we're going to give that a couple minutes to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll be set up and ready to route this thing and see how this white works. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we have this sign that's laid out. The paint or primer is now dry. So I'll show you just a couple things I do, guys. I just have one of these little sanding sponges. I just want to make sure that there's no residue on there that's going to possibly stick on my base. So I just wipe that off real quick, and then I use my stiff bristle brush and take off any excess off of there. And so now what I want to do is I want to draw lines top and bottom. Those of you that have been with us for a while, you know this is kind of a standard thing for us. I'm going to make these letters outset, put a background around them. So I'm just going to draw a line top and bottom, and what that does is it helps me keep the tops and the bottoms of the line of the letters uniform in case some of these letters get they're a little out of place, or they're a little bigger because of coats of paint on them. It helps keep, when I get to the top and the bottom of the letters, I go by that pencil line, and it helps keep those uniform. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray some silicone on my base real quick, just to make sure that the base is sliding good. So it's all of these little things, guys, that kind of lead to your best possible results for not having to fight certain things and base sticking and different things. I want the best possible result that I can have. So I think my router is pretty much set to depth, pretty close. So I'll put my cheaters on, get this brush out of the way, and we'll get after this. So here we go. You with me, babe?
Yep.
All right. guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it there. You guys got an idea of what I'm doing. By the way, I'm using our profile bit. If you have any questions on it, you know how to get a hold of us. But this is just our standard profile bit. So I'm going to finish this T&E up off camera. Then I'll come back and I'll do the background. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we've got all the profiling. This is what I call profiling, hence profile bit. I've got that all done. Now we've gone to our bigger router, because I don't really like to use the smaller routers for doing heavier jobs, taking out more wood. So now we're going to be taking out quite a bit more wood. So I go to my bigger 618 router. That other router was the 611, the palm router. So I'm going to do the same process as far as putting a little silicone on this to make it sure it slides on that board just fine. So we got that out of the way. So this is our standard 90-degree background or cleanup bit. Background cleanup, that's all, that's kind of the same terminology for us. It means the same thing. So that's the bit that we've got in there right now, and it's set somewhere around 1/4 inch, something like that. So we'll just take this cleanup out of here. Should only take a couple minutes and we'll be done with the carving. Alright guys, that is all the routing on there. Now we'll take, and my process is I'm going to use my stiff whistle brush and try and get out all of the loose stuff back in there. Use my little carving tool, being careful not to nick the letters. Don't want to chip off parts of the letters. So I'm just taking out the high spots. What I mean by high spots is if I don't take out spots that would come up white when I go to sand this, or they're actually, it's all going to be white. Alright, so we're going to set up. We'll go ahead and shut the camera off. We'll come back and we'll spray this thing white and sand it off, see how it looks. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have taken all of the sawdust out of there. It's pretty clean back in the groove. Now I'm just going to use that same primer, but this is the white rather than the black. And now the thing, when I did a test on this earlier...
You're right in front of it.
Oh, sorry. Let me go to the side a little bit. I am going to just give this 2 really light coats rather than 1 heavy coat. So now we have to wait for that to dry a little bit, and we'll be right back after that's dry, and we'll put a second coat on. Just thought about something, guys. This is what I do when I'm trying to get my my color to dry a little bit faster, I just blow on it either with my compressor or in this case I've just got my little shop vac. See if that's dry yet. Yep, that's now dry. Let's put a second coat on it. Then we'll again being really light touch with it. So now we'll let that dry. We'll be right back. Okay. All right, we're back.
We're back.
All right, we're back. Okay, guys. I got a suggestion the other day, and actually, it's funny. It was kind of a comment, or it was an email off of the video the other day about using these bench dogs, and Dad says, well, why don't you use just the vise and the bench dogs in order to put your sanding board in place? So I cut a little piece of MDF. Put my bench dogs and my vise thing here with a stop at the end, and that holds my plate in or my sanding board in position there. So it's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. So anyway, thank you. I can't remember who it was that suggested that, but thank you. The funny thing is, just about the same time you suggested it, Dad came up with that idea. So yeah. Anyway. So let's sand this off. So I'm using the first is my 40 grit, and we'll get most of the white off, then we'll go with a little bit lighter grit. Now we'll use the 80 grit. And again, this is just a test piece, guys. So and I know many of you like to go a finer grit than that, and that's fine. I generally will leave it at that. Depending on the sign, sometimes I'll go and use my orbital sander and go finer grit. But let's blow that off. Let's find out why we don't have electricity here. Or we've got a bad switch on our blower. Bad timing. Dad, did I unplug this thing? Technical difficulties, guys. Hold on. Wow. Bad timing for that. Let's see if it's the plug. Maybe it's time to get a new shop vac. Okay, so that didn't come out too bad. That is actually much better than I thought it was going to be. So what I want to do now is I want to put a finish on it. So we are going to shut the camera off, and I'm going to come back for one last scene, throw a finish on this, and give you guys my kind of my impression of how this thing works. So we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we have our test piece that's all done with our white on it. Now what I want to do is kind of compare these two finishes. Now you know that I've been kind of waffling on this stuff as far as exterior. I'm still not sure This may still work fine on exterior, on softwoods, like mostly what I use. Where I had this fail on me was when I was using our personal sign that I did out of the black walnut, and it failed on me. And so I redid the sign. You guys saw that a while back, and I used the Helmsman, which I have a lot of confidence in this stuff outside. So anyway, but one way or the other, this definitely would work for interior situations. If you have signs that are going up on the wall inside or something, this is still really good stuff for that, even if it's not as good for exterior. So what I want to do is, one of the concerns with having a white background, are you panning down, babe? We're having a white background is this stuff is, and you can't see it in the can, but I want to show it. This is the same stuff we've got here, but this stuff has an amber color to it. This is oil based and it has an amber color to it. Huh?
Not so fast. Okay.
And I've got some down on the table here too. It's got an amber color to it. So is that going to turn the white yellow? That has always been kind of a concern. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a test, a little bit of test. I'm going to spray half of this with this, and I haven't seen this outside of the can, but I'm pretty sure this stuff is clear. So I am going to spray half of this. Again, just light coats. That is the Krylon. And then I'm going to spray the other half.
Ooh, that stuff stinks.
Yeah, it does stink. We should be outside doing this. Spray the other half with the Helmsman.
Can you hold it up a little bit?
Yeah. Looks pretty much the same as far as a light coat like that with the spray can. Now what I did earlier today, let me show you what I did. I did exactly the same thing that I did there, and then, and you can see that I did the Krylon, half spray with a Krylon and half spray with the Helmsman. But then what I did after I got done, after that was dry, I went ahead and I put a whole brush coat of this, of the Helmsman, over the whole thing. And you can see the difference.
We could set it back up.
Oh. Now, so that's just kind of, I don't know, I haven't done multiple coats with the Helmsman on here, so I don't know if it eventually will kind of get a little bit dingier the way it is there. But this actually, and this you can see here, if I turn this around, this again is the Helmsman side, this is the Krylon side, but it's got the Helmsman brush on the whole thing, and it turned more dingy over here on the Helmsman. So I guess bottom line is that if you're going to use this white, if I was going to use it, I think I wouldn't put a brush coat on. I think I would stay with all spray coats and see how that would work. I haven't done multiple spray coats. You've seen pretty much what I've done. This looked exactly like this before I put a brush coat of Helmsman over the whole thing. So the Helmsman does definitely make it a little dingier. I don't know if that's coming across on the camera.
I don't know. I think it is.
This definitely is dingier, and especially this side where it had the Helmsman spray and the Helmsman brush. This has got the Krylon spray and then the Helmsman brush on top of that.
It looks
a little dingier than this.
Yeah.
In real life it does. I'm hoping it comes across on the camera that way. So I guess bottom line, guys, if I was using this white and I was doing a white background or even white inset letters, I think what I would do is I would stick with the spray on finishes. And if it's interior, definitely the Krylon, because it's clearer than the Helmsman. So that is it for this week, you guys. Hope that was helpful for you. I learned something. I didn't realize how dingy that actually looked until I actually just finished this one up, because I did it earlier in the day when it was sunshine outside. So hope that helps, guys. Thanks again. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you Saturday morning. I'll get Dad, I'll nail him down and get him to do one of the memory lanes. And again, comments on the video from the other day if you want to get in on the giveaway for Gary's book. We're going to be doing that on Monday morning. Anything I'm forgetting, babe?
No.
I guess that's it. Please thumbs up if you like this. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and be sure and click that little gear so you get next to the subscribe button so you get notified. If you guys have been subscribers for a long time and you don't get notification, check that little gear and see if you check marked get notification when we put up a new video. So everybody have a great weekend. Oh, that's right. It's the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Labor Day.
Yeah.
So we will
Be safe.
Yes, so I hope everybody has a safe weekend, and we will be we'll be broadcasting. We'll do our video on Monday, on Labor Day. So we'll see you on Labor Day, and you'll see Dad as of on Saturday morning. So everybody be safe and have a great one, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.